Hello, Keepers. We made our way over to Disney's Hollywood Studios for a double feature debuting this summer. So grab your favorite snack and let's go. Mike the Bee, the music. This summer, Disney's Hollywood Studios debuted 2 new live entertainment options at the park. The first was the return of the fan favorite, The Little Mermaid, in a brand new retelling of the story in A Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. The second was a brand new stage production featuring everybody's favorite Disney villains in Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. So the first of the 2 of this double feature we're going to dive into is The Little Mermaid. In A Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, it is the newest adaptation of this stage production that is still located in Animation Courtyard. Nestled in Animation Courtyard, Ariel, Flounder, Sebastian, Prince Eric, and more will take the stage to retell the classic story of The Little Mermaid. This fully reimagined show will feature stunning set pieces, imaginative costumes, cutting-edge effects, skillful puppetry, and a bold new design aesthetic that captures Ariel's imagination and emotions through her unique view of the world around her. So for those of you who've been around for a hot minute know that there was another version of the show that sat in the exact same soundstage, Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Voyage of the Little Mermaid was a musical stage production using live action, puppetry, special effects, music, and movie clips to tell the tale of The Little Mermaid at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was about a 14-minute stage show, and it ran from January 7th of 1992 until March 15th of 2020. So the stage show did shut down, and then there kind of was like nothing really mentioned for a while. And then eventually Disney did come out and say that we were getting a brand new version of the show coming sometime in the future. Well, the time is now, it is back, and it is truly a brand new retelling of this classic Disney animated movie. So bringing a brand new show, they got a brand new marquee, which looks absolutely amazing, welcoming you to this brand new retelling of this classic story in the theater. I really do hope it stands up to the harshness of the Florida sun. So speaking of new, there are 2 new additional songs added to this version of this story. So in the animated movie, there is The Daughters of King Triton, which is kind of the opening sequence to the movie. So this is now added to the stage production, which is really cute. And then they've also included the infamous scene of Kiss the Girl, which is now included in this version of this retelling, which they did a really good job blending in the live action actors, puppetry, and the new kind of projection and screens that they're using to kind of integrate all this amazing special effects for this show. Now, spoiler alert, I do want to say that the wonderful Ursula puppet, she is a puppet with some animatronics in her, has made a return. I'm not sure if this is the same one and they kind of revamped her for this show, or if they just kind of completely remade her, but she does make a return. I know the old puppet was 12 feet tall by 10 feet wide, and this one looks to be about the same. So I'm going to assume it's the same puppet animatronic that they have revamped and are using again for the show, but she does make her return, which I'm excited for. So we did not go for opening day, but we did get there to finally see this brand new retelling of the story in this format. And we kind of wanted to do our first reactions while we were there at the park. So let's kind of like cut to that right now. All right, so we got into the final showing of the new Little Mermaid show here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And so we're gonna give you our thoughts, critiques on the new version of the show. First of all, did you ever see the other show that was here?
No, I've never seen the other show, so this is my first time.
All right, so this is the first time. I did see the other show that was here before. So I guess I'll give more of a kind of back and forth on what they used to do versus what they're doing now, and then of course we'll also talk about just what we think about this version of the show. Do you want to go first? How do you want to?
So The only thing, I only have one real critique of the whole thing, because I thought it was a really great show. But I noticed, and I don't know if Mike noticed or not, but like in the dead center of the projection screens, it seemed like it was a little out of focus. Other than that, I thought it was a great show.
So I did notice that. So in this newer version, they are using screens, and they are more updated than what they used to be before. So in the old version, they had one screen in the very back, and so that's where they would project kind of like images from the actual animated movie would be on that. It wasn't like a blending like they're doing now, but now they're doing like actual screens where it's like, I guess, a projection, so in front of the actual live action that's going on, but also behind it. And yeah, I did notice that, especially in the very beginning. It looked a little blurry, and I know my vision's starting to go a little bit, but it was very blurry. Noticeable, and I heard other people comment on that as well. So I do want to interject as far as like some of the issues we noticed when we were watching our version of the show. So the show was going on early in the day, and then it actually did shut down for most of the day because of technical issues. It's a brand new show. There is a lot of technical stuff going on. So these things kind of happen, and I kind of think that might have been part of what contributed to the blurriness of the screen that we did experience during our performance. But like I said, they're still working on it. They're still tweaking things here and there. So just go, sit back, relax, enjoy this live production because it truly is amazing. I don't know if they can do anything about that, if it's just like calibrating, or if that's just kind of how it is, the way the projection comes through. But
it just needs calibration.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see. I mean, we know they have issues with blurriness on some other attractions as well. So overall, what did you think about the show?
I mean, it's basically a what was it, 15 minutes, 20 minute show?
I think they said 18 minutes is what I heard. I didn't really time it, but you know.
It's like a quick retelling of the Little Mermaid story. I mean, it's you get all of the key points. You don't need a lot of the minor stuff in the middle, but yeah, it's basically an 18-minute retelling of the story, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I really liked the way, like, so when they kill Ursula, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, too late, it's been out for like 50 million years. But anyway, when the scene where Prince Eric is, it's a big dramatic scene, climax of the movie, they're taking out Ursula. That to me was really impressive. I really enjoyed the way that they brought that together, actually using all the elements of this new show, telling that portion of the story. So overall, I thought it was a good new version of this retelling of this story. So yeah.
And you're gonna find in this too, like one of the things that I found interesting was like you're gonna have, the video. So you're gonna see like video Ursula. You're gonna see animatronic Ursula, and then you're going to see like a puppet Ursula. And so it's really cool the way they blended the three different styles together to create the show. You also get the same thing with Sebastian. You get the same thing with
Flounder.
Flounder. It's really cool the way they've done this, and it's nice to see the blending of three different forms of entertainment that you get to see live action. So I just thought that was something really cool that they did with this one.
So like we were saying, I mean, this is definitely an updated version. They're definitely using today's technology. I'm very happy to see that the live entertainment is coming back here to Hollywood Studios. For those of you who are like OG, when it was MGM Studios and then turned into Hollywood Studios, this park used to have a lot of live entertainment in it. Like to me, it was known as like the live entertainment park. So if you wanted to see shows, you came here to see shows. And so I'm very glad that these are coming back, and hopefully they continue to do so, because I think the parks have really felt a little empty without them. Alright, so the second part of our double feature is the brand new stage show that everybody has been just dying to see in Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. This takes place in the Sunset Showcase Theater, which is located on the other side of Rock and Roller Coaster, kind of back behind Tower of Terror. This is also where the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy used to sit. I did a whole video about that, so if you want to watch that, go back and watch that with all the details and kind of history of other things that used to be in this location before Lightning McQueen and now before the villains. In this new show, the villains we love to loathe take center stage to figure out who has been the most misunderstood. The Magic Mirror summons you, yes you, to help him decide who's been the most unfairly treated. The likes of Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent step into the spotlight to make their case about why they've been treated the most unfairly over the years. Step into this mysterious realm where Disney's most infamous baddies finally get their chance to share their side of the story. So now as you enter the courtyard for the theater, there are some new photo ops. There's some really good pictures of the featured villains and the Magic Mirror. There's also a photo pass opportunity. There's a little magic shot in there, which we ended up getting. It was really, really cool, really amazing, and a great souvenir, especially if you have photo pass, either with your annual pass or a memory maker. So this is a brand new stage show. It is a brand new stage and sets and wonderful, comfortable theater seating, as I mentioned in their description. So if you get there early enough, keep your eyes peeled because there's villains kind of peeking through, and you will probably notice one of your favorites. There's so many villains that are actually part of this production. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled. You got to go back multiple times because there's going to be so many things that you missed the first, second, third, and so on and so forth times you see this production. I also want to point out that there is an all-new original song specifically for this stage show, and it's quite catchy. So it's definitely at the beginning and the end of the show, but you can also download it, I think, on one of the streaming services. But it's a really good song, so when you hear it, you're going to be humming and singing this song all day long. So like The Little Mermaid, we did not get there on opening day, but we did get there to finally see this brand new stage show. And I want to go to the day we were actually there to give you our first take on our first experience of this brand new show. So this show, I think it's my new favorite show.
So you can definitely tell that they put a good amount of money into this show because one, we were noticing that when we did the Frozen sing-along, we were almost sitting in each other's laps because the seats are so close together.
Tiny seats.
You know, when we went and saw the Under the Sea Little Mermaid,
Little Mermaid show.
You know, they're a little bit bigger,
tight.
but they're just still pretty tight. When we went to this villain show, we sat in nice. It almost felt like old school movie theater seating. If anything, there's so much to talk about with this new show. You've got the seating, you've got the stage, you've got the displays. It's Disney showing that Disney knows how to do what it does.
Yes. So again, they really put in a lot of the kind of newer technologies into this show with the. It wasn't even projection; it was screens.
It looks like it's micro LED technology, where it's like a TV. But I know, I mean,
no idea
it's what I do.
Do they get Disney Plus? Could they do that on the?
You could project just about anything onto these micro LEDs. It's really cool.
Yeah, it really did add a lot, especially with the story that they're trying to tell with this show, and then the way that they use them, because they're set up to be mirrors. Because of the Magic Mirror, it's kind of your host and your guide through this adventure. For the villains who are, misunderstood. We do get to actually see 3 classic villains. They break through the glass, make their way out. You do get to see a good bit of villains, though. There's a lot of villains that make appearances in this show.
We saw villains from... name
Everyone.
it. It was everybody.
Everyone.
All the villains were there.
There were so many. There were even really old, obscure villains that, you've got to be a true fan to know who these villains were, and they made appearances. So they really put a lot of thought into this show and representing all villains, not just, you know, the popular ones everybody like knows and really, really loves and gets the merchandise for, but some of the ones that you may have forgotten. So keep your eye out. You probably have to watch the show a couple times. Speaking of watching the show a couple times, so there are 3 villains that are featured, and those are Cruella, Captain Hook, and Maleficent. And so this is also an interactive show, because at the end you get to pick the one who has been like basically the most unfair, was it?
The most misunderstood villain.
That's what
so
it was.
yeah. So
yes.
Through applause, screaming, hollering,
right.
You know, it's basically like it's basically through participant interaction, you get to vote for who the most misunderstood villain was, and of course, one of my favorite villains is Cruella de Vil, and when we went and watched, it was Miss Cruella de Vil who won.
She did win, yes. During our performance, she did win. Also during our performance, which I have to point out, there was a little mishap that happened. We don't know exactly what happened. They don't come out and, you know, explain everything to you. But in true kind of theater style, they did do a brief pause, but they were very professional about it. They got whatever it was taken care of and fixed, and then they resumed the show immediately. And they did a very good job at, you know, making a segue. It didn't just like stop. You know, and like, because there are some shows that they'll just stop for no, like, you don't know what's going on, everything just shuts off, and then it just restarts again. They've gotten really good at doing kind of these segues, so that if something does happen, it can happen, but they can like, they keep you in the story. You don't come out of the story. So that did happen during Cruella's portion of the show, but it continued as normal, and then of course, at the end, she kind of got her just rewards.
Sure.
Okay. By winning our show. But no, I think this was done very, very well. It might be my new favorite. I love me some Lion King over at Animal Kingdom, but this one might be my new favorite.
Lion King needs to step its game up, because this one was really good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They have fire twirlers.
I know, but this one's still better.
And acrobatic monkeys.
Acrobatic monkeys, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
I like the acrobatic monkeys.
Well, guys, that's going to do it. That's the 2 brand new shows at Disney's Hollywood Studios that you can look forward to on your next visit to the park. Let me know if you've experienced any one of these shows and your thoughts, experiences, etc., etc. Always welcome the comments to these videos. As always, thank you for following along on these little adventures of mine, and as always, I am Mike the Bee. You never know I'm going to be, I'm just going to be. You be too. I'll see you guys later. Bye!